schools.com/questions. And Jethro and I share a spreadsheet and we get kicked all the questions that way. The other two links is that, both of us help school administrators fight isolation and frustration through a leadership community. And that is to be able to find challenges to your greatest problem. We call that leadership community a mastermind. We both lead them. There's plenty of leaders for us to serve. And so you should check both of those out. His is at transformativeprinciple.org/mastermind. And mine is betterleadersbetterschools.com/MM. But Jethro, good morning. Welcome to the show. How are you today?
Good morning. I'm excited.
You're excited? Why are you excited?
Man, every time we talk, I just get like all giddy inside. So it's great. I just love talking to you.
That's awesome. Thanks, dude. I really appreciate that. And let me get this going a little bit better. There we go. And, we're just, so pumped to be here. Today's question is from somebody that I'm getting to know better. And he's quite a young, dynamic leader. And his name is CJ. So CJ is an educational leader, and instructional dean. And he's asking, as a new leader, all right, what are some of the best ways that we can build trust and gain trust with veteran teachers who have been in the profession longer? So I'm curious, how we're going to answer that one. To play around with my screen a bit too, because I want to get that going. I forgot, I hit go, and so I have two of me and then all of you, and that's okay. It's fine. But, whatever. This is the fun part of going live, So, but outside of that, how would you answer that question in terms of building trust?
I think that you're a great example of this, Danny, because the way that you lead and influence others is you lead with giving value first. And so going to those who are experienced, and asking how you can help them, what they need from you, and how you can support them is, I think, a good way to start. That doesn't mean they're going to say anything, but you're at least starting out there and offering that. And I think that is really valuable as well.
Yeah, for sure. I think you're right on with that. Not in terms of that I do it really well, but the idea is sound. And so, my mentor, and the reason, that I understand masterminds and do it, I think, at a high level, and so do you. But my mentor, Aaron Walker, I've been in his mastermind for years now, and he's always challenged us to give, right? And so, you can't, it's going to serve you a lot better if you give and you're not expecting anything back. All right. If you give and then you're wondering, okay, so I paid you a little bit. Now you have your hands open. You're looking for something in return. People can sense that, but if you're just given to be super generous, people respond to that. Right. And the interesting thing, last night, I led a Twitter chat, and it was for Alabama. So the Alabama Ed chat. And I decided, hey, I'm going to give away this coaching that I made a video for, and I have an application. It's called Live and Lead Your Best. Now I'm going to start charging for that. It's going to be available on the website, and the value's there. So it's worth it, in terms of people exchanging value, investing in the course so that they get some investment and return on that investment for themselves. But the point is, I just wanted to give it away because it was fun chatting with people, and I hope to impact some lives, and that was fun for me. And maybe it builds the brand a bit, maybe it builds some relationships, but I'm not expecting anything in return. And I think people respond to that stuff. Real quick, Jethro, before you say anything, Chris Jones left a comment that I want to read, and he said, great question, especially if they're distrustful or a little on the negative side about turnover in leaders. So let's talk about that a bit too, that distrust, okay, or maybe being a little negative. And when they see leaders revolve, through the school, what do you have in terms of ideas around that?
Yeah, and Kevin just jumped on. Good morning, Kevin. And
good morning, Kevin.
Just want to say real quick about that. One of the ways that you can really deal with that is you can go to those more senior teachers in your building, and you can just ask them for their advice on how to solve a particular problem. And it can be big or it can be little. the teachers who have been there for a while, they get this attitude that they've seen one thing come and go, and one leader come and go, and they want to be respected and admired for their opinions and their experience, which they should, because they do have both of those things. And being able to tell them and talk to them about how that what kinds of things you can gain from them really does help build a strong foundation right from the beginning. And that's something that you can start doing tomorrow. You can, or
Hmm.
today,
Hmm.
since it is the morning, you can just walk in and say, I've got this thing. What do you think we should do about it? And just ask for their opinion. And that will be a big step in the right direction.
Right. And the thing is, they've been there, they're bedrocks within the community. They have great influence. And so you want to build a coalition. And I think too, what you're getting at, is understand the history and their experience within that building and honor it, because a lot of times, if we're honest, a leader, you might walk into a new building and you know that the vision that you have is going to move the school forward and it's what's best, for the organization for kids. But sometimes we're a little cocky with that. And if you think like my idea is best and you're not listening to others and you're blind to that, well, what happens is that, people can sense that too, and it turns them off. So you need to start by building that coalition, understanding everybody's perspective, their experiences, where they come from, so that you can weave that into, what you're doing. A lot of leaders talk about, if you can make it the other person's idea, right? Then it works well. And that's true for leadership. That's true for marriage. I'm sure Jethro would agree there.
Yep.
And, it's just really important to understand it's other person focused, right? And so I think that's a big piece of what we're getting at is, you know, give to give, don't expect things to return, and don't hold the things so tightly too. What I would define, and Caleb, again, this is a great question. I would define the boundaries of what you kind of want to accomplish within your school, and then invite the voices of your staff, your community, into a discussion to find out how you're going to play the game within the boundaries. And if you do that, you're gonna build shared ownership, and it's going to be much easier in terms of getting initiatives off the ground. Last thing I want to say too about veteran teachers.
It looks like Danny just froze. That's unfortunate. He was going to say something really amazing, I'm sure, but he's frozen on my end. I'm not sure what's happening on his end. But as he said in the beginning, that's what happens when you go live. So there were twins. All right. So I just want to wrap us up here and talk a little bit about the Transformative Leadership Summit that is coming up here in just a little while. And let me just adjust something real quick. So you can get to this by going to transformativeleadershipsummit.com. And one of the things that I think if you're watching this, you want is to not just be a regular school. You want to be a school that is amazing and is doing awesome things for kids. And when that happens, then you do really cool stuff. So if you want to be just not another school, check out Transformative Leadership Summit this summer. Go to transformativeleadershipsummit.com. Sign up for that, and you're going to be in for a great treat where we're going to talk about student empowerment, teacher empowerment, administrator empowerment, and how you can do better with all those areas. And it's going to be amazing. And Kevin, last word is to you. Make decisions around your best teachers. That's a quote from Todd Whitaker. That is the way to do it. Thank you so much for being part of this Q&A today, and hopefully next week we'll have it work better with Danny. But we'll survive. Thanks so much. See ya.